Started this place up in 1965.
1965 was the first time I came out here.
Yeah.
It was the first
So
big fall I've ever seen.
that's 47 years ago.
47
because I was born in 1965.
Oh, well, there you are then. Yeah, I was a student up here, but before I came up here, I got a ringing license. I actually got a ringing license as a schoolboy, which is you wouldn't be able to do these days. And I've always been fascinated by bird ringing, and I have to say, and there are other ringers who are like this, I do it, it is a hunting instinct in me.
Yeah.
There's no question of that. And I think it's one of the reasons why I've persisted now. I've been actually ringing for over 50 years, including my training. So it's part of me. Rather like the bench we're sitting on, I don't know whether you noticed where this is the Great Western Railway. Yeah, I'm addicted to railways. And I used to live on the Great Western Railway for 2 years out of London. That was in a town, and that's what saved my life, was watching steam trains, which are near as you get to living things that they're made.
Yeah.
So my kids gave me this as my 40th birthday present. It's on Great Western Railway.
And the thing is, it's interesting you're saying that, because, you know, I like coming down here, and it's satisfying my kind of hunting instincts as well.
Yeah.
You know, you're catching a bird, trapping it, you're putting a ring on it. You know, it's probably the same as a gamekeeper.
I mean, I think this comes back to, you know, I was a biologist too, is that if you do something as a human being, you need a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, just catching a bird and letting it go, you think, well, what was I doing that for? But you've put a ring on, you've actually achieved something.
Yeah.
And so when you ring a bird, you get a sense of achievement. And as I say, there is no question that over the years, the results from ringing have produced a lot of incredibly important conservation data, which you wouldn't have gotten any other way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know, it's an all-win situation. I love being here. I love this place.
Yeah.
I mean, every single tree you've got here, I've planted.
Yeah.
All my children have planted, to be fair. They used to be made to come out on Saturday afternoons and plant trees. And it's lovely looking at a tree and thinking, oh, well, I remember that one, and the seeds from this came from that place.
That's right.
Yeah,
Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And this, my soul, if I have a soul, a lot of it's in here.
It's in here.
Yeah, and I shall definitely haunt this place when I'm dead and gone.
And I see there's a new dog on the block now.
Yes, there is. Yeah, dogs are easy. They're not complicated creatures, and I've always loved dogs, and I've not been so well lately, and he's been really helpful. Admittedly, he's a complete nightmare as far as behaviour is concerned, but he's a lovely, gentle-natured, and dogs are very undemanding. You know, and he's totally loyal to me, and you know. Not too many human beings like that, are they?
And this is a Davy Lissett pup from Buccleuch.
This is a Buccleuch special, and he quite clearly has an amazing nose. Yeah. So whether I will be able to control him when he's a bit older, I don't know. But
he will be used for
beating
and picking up, possibly.
Yeah, more beating. He's beating. Really I'm a beater. And again, it comes back to I don't shooting. I've never shot. I wouldn't shoot. I guess bird ringing was instead of that.
Yeah.
You don't, if you catch birds and release them with a ring on, that's, you know, much the same, I suppose, as the ultimate shooting man knocking a bird down. Yeah. But I like beating, but it's a great opportunity to see all sorts of things about wildlife and human interaction with wildlife. So you get to see a lot of good things beating, which you wouldn't otherwise.
That's right. Yeah.
And I've been out on days when there's been an east wind blowing, and there are just woodcocks everywhere. Now, I'm sure most of the people on the shoot have no idea why the woodcock. Oh, look, there's lots of woodcock there. You think, oh, well, I could have told you that yesterday.
Yeah.
If you looked at the weather map, because you can see where they're coming from.
Yeah, and I believe that you're doing some work with Owen Williams, reporting woodcock hatches.
Yes, well, I've ringed about 45 here, of which 4 have been recovered, and all of them abroad, and all of them shot abroad at some stage. And so there is this very big project on woodcock, which are another one of these birds which are potentially in trouble. And so this is people, again, who love woodcock, but they shoot as well. And a lot of the woodcock end up down in on the east of Wales when there's hard weather. No, the west coast of Wales when there's hard weather. And so he's running this project, and I help here a bit if I can. And I normally will catch woodcock in the autumn. They come in here, and they're fascinating because they're a tough bird. And you can be sitting here just like we are now, and you'll suddenly hear crash, bang, wallop. And you think, what on earth is that? It was a woodcock, and they just crash down through the trees. No attempt to fly down. They just literally crash down onto the ground through the trees.
So literally a fall of woodcock.
Yeah, literally, they do fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as I say, you can, on a really good day here, you'll find 50 or 60 here in usually late November. It's often when the cold has pushed them out of Scandinavia, particularly Norway. They're what are called a partial migrant. They don't always all migrate. But if there's a really cold spell, then they can push it into any time through the winter, actually. You can get them in January too.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll go and try and set a net up, and let's see if we can catch a bird. What's the hopes on that? It's been a late spring.
It's a late spring, and although it's a lovely warm sunny day, there's still been a cold northerly wind, and there's no doubt that nearly all the summer migrants are still waiting down, probably in the south of England, maybe even across the Channel in France, to come north. And they're not going to come north with a really cold, bitter wind like this. There's not much in the way of insect food. We've seen swallows, but they've tended to have come, looked around and gone, oh gosh, and gone back down again.
Yeah.
So we're still really waiting for spring to arrive here.
When's the 1st of May?
1st of May is in 2 days' time.
2 days' time.
Yeah. And by that time, willow warblers should be breeding here. And we haven't heard one yet this morning. I did hear one yesterday. And there are normally 3 or 4 pairs who breed here now. So no, it's a very, very late spring.
Yeah. Well, we'll go and get this net up and see what we can get
for
people to watch.
Well, I'll do my best, but I say, don't count on us catching a lot today. It's not a good day.
Right, thanks, Jim.